1934. Powered by two Bristol Mercury radial piston engines rated at 905 horsepower. Flying today for you in the colour scheme of the 23 Squadron. The Bristol Blenheim Mk.IF is a truly unique British aircraft. As a type, the aircraft's history is long and formative and an important milestone in the history of British aviation. Designed as a small airliner in the early 30s by Frank Barnwell, the chief designer of the Bristol Aeroplane Company. It was funded by Lord Rothermere, who named it Britain's first. It proved much faster than the latest biplane fighters with a speed of over 300 miles an hour. And Rothermere promptly donated it to the nation. Barnwell then redesigned the aircraft as a bomber. It became the first stressed screen-skin aircraft with hydraulic actuated undercarriage flaps and turrets accepted by the Royal Air Force. It was the fastest bomber of its day, became the backbone of the RAF's light bomber force. In fact, at the start of World War II, the RAF had over 1,000 Blenheims in service, more than any other type of aircraft. During those early years, the Blenheim bore the brunt of the daylight operations, whilst other bombers were switched to night operations. Became the first radar-equipped night fighter, and was the aircraft that got the first kill using that equipment. Operated for you today by the Aircraft Restoration Company. The first Blenheim project, a Canadian licensed aircraft called the Bolingbroke, was recovered in a derelict state and restored to fly after a 12-year rebuild by a small dedicated team led by a licensed aircraft engineer. Made its debut flying in 1987. Only to be destroyed by an accident almost a month later. Suffice to say, the accident was not due to mechanical faults. But determined not to be without Blenheim, another airframe was found when the same team gave themselves 5 years to complete the project, with the aircraft flying in 1993, and it is now the only flying example of the Blenheim, representing the light bombers of the early war years. Sadly, the aircraft suffered another accident whilst landing at Duxford, again through no fault of the aircraft itself. But it was dismantled, with the ownership transferring to Blenheim Duxford in December 2003. We then decided the aircraft could be repaired, and it was at this stage that a feasibility study was carried out to see if the aircraft could be converted to Blenheim Mk.IF status. Fortunately for them, a Mk.1 nose, a nose, and that is the Mk.1 nose. And that in itself has an interesting history related to the team. It was obtained by an employee, after World War II. He converted it to a car. That's right. The nose of the aircraft today was converted by a Bristol employee into a car. He mounted it on an Austin 7 chassis with the help of some colleagues who helped with that conversion. The car was battery powered, and he actually drove around Bristol in it until about 1957, when it was damaged by fire. Fortunately, though, one often kept Not only that nose, but a considerable amount of interior fittings and both of the control systems, including an original seat. So these were donated previously. It fought throughout the Battle of Britain as a night fighter before being struck off charge in December 1940 after the beautiful noise of those Mercury engines, they were overhauled in-house before being stripped down to their component parts and checked for wear and damage, and then reassembled. All the ancillary items such as carburetors, pumps, etc., and all those other things that make up the engines were examined and checked for airworthiness before being refitted. And the Blenheim flying for you here today, made its maiden flight in Duxford on a successful 26-minute test flight in 2014, and after just a couple of amendments and adjustments, a further 2 test flights were carried out, and the Blenheim received its full permit to fly once again at the end of 2020, and it's been flying ever since. Today for you by John Gowdy.